What's up, Tiger fans? It's Morgan Thomas here with the Morgan Thomas Show, back again with another video, this time to give you a little bit of a preview of the NC State game. Clemson versus NC State, 3:30 p.m. in Raleigh. I'm excited to talk about it. I'll give you some of my thoughts going into the game. Before we do that, make sure you like this video and you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to follow us over on Facebook so you can stay up to date on all of our exclusive Clemson content we put out every single week. Oh, and by the way, the live show is live every Thursday night, 7 p.m. over on 105.5 and 97.5 The Roar, as well as Facebook and YouTube. So check us out there each and every week. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about the NC State Wolfpack game. It's one that makes me a little bit nervous because it is an away game. It's Clemson's first true away game of 2021. And the Wolfpack has a very good defense and a pretty decent offense as well. They haven't played as difficult of a team as Georgia, but they have been able to put points up on the board and show what they can do on defense as well. I'm curious to see what Clemson will do because we know that they have an elite defense, one of the best defenses in the nation. We know on the flip side that their offense is really struggling to get anything going. So let's start with the good part. When the defense is on the field, what am I personally looking for Clemson to do? Well, we already know that they have two stud running backs in Zonovan Knight. Some people call him Bam Knight. And he has almost 300 yards rushing right now, 8.5 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, and has broken off a 46-yard already this year as well. And then they have Ricky Pearson Jr., who is just as capable of a running back, and he is now averaging 5.2 yards per carry. So two guys that are studs there in the running back position. Now, I feel like that is a concern for Clemson because they're also decent in the passing game as well. Ricky Pearson has 8 catches, and Zonovan Knight has 4, but so Pearson would be one that would be used in the passing game more. But I do feel like that with Clemson's front 7, if you come at them with a traditional running game or to an off-tackle running game, I am confident in what Clemson brings to the table, even with losing Tyler Davis, as we know that he has a torn bicep and won't be playing in this game or for the near future. So I feel like that strength versus strength there. NC State's strength in running the ball, Clemson's strength in stopping the run, and their defense as a whole. So I like Clemson's outside cornerbacks and being able to contain. I like Clemson's defensive ends and holding the contain there as well. And I definitely like what they have up the middle, even again without the impact of Tyler Davis. So I would say a slight advantage there to Clemson on the running game. As far as the passing game goes, the Wolfpack have. You look back at the Mississippi State game, and they really just made a ton of mistakes from the start. I mean, they had a ton of turnovers. They had a kickoff return for touchdown. It just felt like that game was completely out of rhythm. Now, that could be a telltale sign that they can't handle when they play tougher defenses because Mississippi State is a higher ranked defense than, the other two teams they played, Furman and South Florida. So if you're going to play one of the most elite defenses out there, do you get even worse? That's my question. So I'm really looking for, is Clemson going to get turnovers from the NC State Wolfpack? Because I say that Furman was also able to force fumbles and get the recovery as well. So can Clemson take advantage of the turnover margin game? I think they can, and I hope they do as well. Looking in the receiving, though, you got Emeka Emezi, 14 receptions for 186 yards total. And then Devin Carter, 8 receptions for 140 yards total. And then you've got a guy who everybody's starting to talk about more because he had a great game against Furman. That's number 5, Thayer Thomas, who is kind of their slot guy. He's their guy that has been used in a sense like a Amari Rogers, Hunter Renfrow type guy. And I think that when you see him play, you'll definitely get some of those thoughts of, man, he's kind of like a Shipley, Renfrow type guy out there in the flats and out in the open, making running good routes and making good catches out there too. So another guy to look forward to seeing, can the defense hold up? Now, I don't really want to see the defense out there playing 30 snaps in a row. I don't really want to see that because I feel like the longer the defense is out there, they start to become, instead of a rock-solid defense, they start to wear down. Even this defense that is so stacked in the depth chart, they start to get bend, don't break. And there's field goals that can come into play. There are maybe some late touchdowns that'll come into play. Maybe this game, some people, even on the Clemson side, are predicting that this game could be that game where they are not able to contain the offense for a touchdown. I know that Devin Leary, who is got a 67.3 completion percentage and currently a 146 rating overall, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I know that he is going to try to sling it around against the Clemson defense and test them. I do feel like that Clemson is going to be up for the challenge as far as talent goes. We'll just see how long they can hold on, because here's my concern on the flip side. With the offense in play, if they continue to have struggles, which is a good possibility, if they continue to have struggles, the defense is going to be out there a lot. The defense is out there more fatigue. They're out there more, then they have to play more backups. They're out there more, not only are they more tired, but they also could be prone to injury. And so I hope that the defense can stay healthy. I hope that they can get some rest, equal amount of rest, because I don't want to see the Clemson defense have to help a team win a game while allowing more yards than the other team, while allowing more time of possession than the other team, while allowing more first downs than the other team. That statistically is not going to work long term. You can maybe win a couple of those games, but if the team has more yards than you, more first downs than you, and stays on the field longer than you, typically they win unless there's turnover problems, So again, that's what I'm looking for when I first glance at the Clemson defense versus the North Carolina State offense. Now, when you flip it, Clemson's offense versus North Carolina State's defense, I'm looking for a few things. The first thing is rotation on the offensive line. There wasn't any rotation last game, and Dabo was very upset about that. He said that's not fair to those guys who have worked and competed and ready for a chance and deserve a chance. That's like Paul Teo, Mitchell Mays, Hunter Rayburn. Those guys deserve a chance to show what they can do and see what they can do in a game environment, because that playing in practice is not the exact same thing. And I think the fans and the team deserves to see who actually is the best when the bullets start flying and the game starts going. I want to see in this away environment what happens. Now, it kind of concerns me because the offensive line has been a struggling team, and this is going to be an away game. It's going to be not a 50-50 away game, not a 60-40 away game. This is going to be in their house. It's going to be very loud, and so they're going to have to do some silent counts and be on the same page, which, right now, haven't necessarily seen them be on the same page. So I'm looking first to see what they do. Second, if they can hold up, then that gives DJ more confidence. I said this on the show Thursday night. If the external factors fall into place, then DJ can work on calming down, work on his footwork, and work on his touch. If he's having to worry about the offensive line and the routes that are being run by the wide receivers, he's starting to worry about all these things that he can't control. It makes it worse on him. So, offensive line first, DJ relaxing, getting the right footwork, making those reads correctly when he needs to, and putting a correct touch on it. He probably could have had 1 or 2 touchdowns against Georgia with the correct touch. He probably could have had 1 or 2 more touchdowns against South Carolina State or Georgia Tech with the correct touch as well. So just getting that rhythm, getting that correct touch and the footwork in there will help. And then for the wide receivers on the offense, I think wide receivers, including, I'll say the tight end as well, Davis Allen has a chance to show up and show out. Because, as I said on the show, if you can't count on the third down and you need to convert a third down, and you can't count on your quarterback to always throw a perfect pass, then you need to count on your receivers and your tight end to catch even some of the slightly imperfect passes. And we saw with Braden Galloway, he dropped even some of the ones that were right in his hands. So let's see what Davis Allen can do, and if he can catch those and convert those first downs, and maybe even utilize the middle of the field a little bit better as well. I'm curious to see all the wide receivers, but specifically the tight end position as well. Now, let's look into the betting odds, because we like our picks against the spread. This was a game that was on our Park National Bank picks against the spread, or you pick 'em contest on 105.5 The Roar. Clemson versus North Carolina State. The computer says the predicted score is 34.5 to 30.4. Well, I don't know any half points, so let's just round it up. So 30, or round down rather. Let's just make it an even number. 34 to 30 is what the computer's predicted score is. They're predicting that it will be The spread will be -10 as it is currently on Friday. I'm seeing it right here Friday afternoon. So Clemson is favored by 10. The computer is picking the +10, and the consensus population is 57% also picking the +10. And I'll tell you this, if you haven't already seen it on Twitter, I also picked the +10 for North Carolina State. I really, really hate doing that. I do not like picking against my favorite team. But in this case, I kind of agree with the predicted score. I don't necessarily think that it's going to be 34-30. I just really haven't seen 34 points from Clemson. I know that they have the talent there to get there. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think that both teams are going to grind it out through defense and running the ball. And I think that Clemson wins, but I'm just not sure they can win by more than 10. So that's why I'm going to pick North Carolina State with the points. Now, straight up, I'm going to pick Clemson. And if Clemson surprises me, hey, great deal for sure. Great deal. I would love to see Clemson surprise me and surprise really the national spotlight as well and the media, because they need a game where they just really turn it on. They need a game that clicks. I know a lot of fans are anticipating a game where it all finally clicks. Could this be the game? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I wanted to see Clemson build up to this game. It seems like they've kind of struggled to this game. So maybe this away game is just what the doctor ordered, where they can get away from their dorm rooms, they can get away from their extracurricular activities at home, and just focus on the game in Raleigh Saturday afternoon. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give me your prediction. Give me your picks against the spread. Give me your key thoughts that you think on the game and what you think will happen. And again, don't forget to check out our other videos over here on YouTube and Facebook as well. And as always, Tiger fans, we'll see you at the top of the hill.